All right, good morning, good day. Welcome back to the African Crypto Warlord show. Today we will be looking into Fetch AI. We'll start on the 90-day, work our way down to the 15-minute. Got a beautiful 15-minute cone. As always, your boy delivers. And we have a 12-hour cone. Little bit of a worry for the simple fact that the 12 any cones above the 12-hour are outside of the data set. So there are some magnets to the downside here. I think we're going to quantify those levels with untouched daily VRE means, but as a general observation, Fetch AI has actually really done quite well the last 3-4 weeks. In comparison to a lot of the other coins it's competing interest with, like not meme coins. So as a non-meme coin, this thing has pretty much given you 50% gains in about a month or so. So I was lucky enough, I shorted this area here the last time I was here, this $1.50 region. And I think I got back in at about $1.017 or whatever it was. So this is technically a hold bag for me. I've been holding AGIX for, I don't know, bro. It must be, how old am I now? So that's there. Must be about 7 years, roughly, maybe 8. I don't know when it came out. But yeah. All right, let's get into it. So as you can see, it's a little bit choppy here on the 5-minute. It's looking for some direction. I think we get direction from about the 90-minute, at least intraday shit, maybe pushing us into the weekend. We'll see how strong those signals are. But I would look for basing off of about the 6-hour. Okay, so here's Fetch AI on the... you have to go here. Here's Fetch AI. Nothing cancelled there, cool. You gotta hide, bro. Why aren't you hiding? Ugh. Okay, here's Fetch AI on the 90-day. Few untouched targets to the downside here. We'll just leave those out. Okay. Fetch AI on the 90-day. Sorry. I don't know why this thing is glitching. Let's get into it. 90-day, like most alts, are pointing down. Okay. Next zone of liquidity to at least print would be in... it's actually going to be more. It's going to be in about like 187 days, but depends on how far this JMA crosses. But let's just call this zone of liquidity sitting here at about $1.71. Hold above here will negate this bearish posturing coming through. We can see ALR putting in a good fight, at least trying to move into the positives just above its mean. Anything to break this thing higher, you need to start closing above one. On the lower term time frames, you're going to have to start closing above $1.65. 45-day, pretty cool. Clean sweep. So moral of the story goes from these orange bands to those orange bands. In order to do that, it needs to carry on holding above $1.40, just call it $1.40, and then you'll have a target to the upside here at 176. Furthermore, hopium pump into $2, just call it $2.05 by the time that prints. Hidden bull div coming off of here. In order to hold that hidden bull div, you're gonna and break this previous high, you're going to have to hold above $1.38. Furthermore, if you do start failing here, it's going to have to try and hold above $1.20, just call it 21 cents. And that will at least get you into the high. So that's pretty much 100% move from here, just about 90% move. I'm very happy with the posturing here. Obviously, it's quite bullish. I should have got into this thing a little bit earlier. 21-day, no volatility as of yet. Well, no volatility direction that we can use as of yet. Similar effect here on the 21-day. Hold above $1.36. Look for a push into $1.82. So that's just above our $1.72 target. So that could be an initial wick. Zone of liquidity is building here, though, at, I would say on the next print in 10 days, there'll be a zone of liquidity sitting here at about 77 cents. So I'd keep my eye open for that. Anything that's going to tell me it's going to go there is start failing below $1.37. Okay, mean reversion plays coming through quite nicely. I'd like to see if the lower term time frames are backing set observation. So that's 183. This one is, I'm guessing, 188. Yeah, 188. Okay, cool. So looking quite bullish here. This is actually a rather nice. This is rather nice. So this is what I would call a book flip, at least on the 14-day, right? So having mean reversion come through, bunch of hidden bull dev into hidden bear dev into regular bull dev, hit the mean, closes above the zone of liquidity here, which is pretty much, it's wicked into that initial one. There might be another test down here at $1, but any closes above $1.45, I do look for a whole bunch of small 14-day candles to the upside. All right, and then volatility will need to get exploding around about that $1.80 region. So there's a $1.80 magnet over here, at least on those reverse wave tendies. If it starts failing this orange line, 146, or comes up here to 180 and starts failing there, starts to look weak, I am looking for that $1 target pretty much with the liquidity here. Currently, 14-day has positive drift, so that might help, even though we have had a big pump, that might help at least keep this coin sideways rather than just losing this dump, at least for the next 3 days and 10 hours. All right, zone of liquidity building here on the 7-day at $1.70. So we have that $1.72 mark over there, expansion and volatility. Ideally, for me, again, so that 14-day and 3-day, they close on the same day. Yeah, this does look doable. All right, and there's this little zone of liquidity here, again at $1.80. This is at 83. That could be your wick if it was to carry on pushing through. No data in between here. Is this reverse wave tendy on? Will it give me data in here? It won't. All right. So the 7 days in a little bit of no man's land. Is looking for a mean reversion to the upside on the DLP. The current posturing of the indicators should allow that. Let me just drop one time frame lower to show you a level that if it fails that, then the 7-day gets bearish. Okay. Also, again, no man's land, not so good. Okay, positive drift. Sorry, what was that? That's pump mode. Positive drift can hold this up 2 days and 10 hours until the next print. Trend, it isn't a trend mode, so this might carry on going. So I'll just keep it very basic here because this is a previous zone of liquidity. If we can hold above $1.49, okay, let's just super zoom there because that's quite a big variance if I get this wrong for the guys. $1.4925. Hold above there. That will allow this little hidden bull dev to play through and will allow this thing to carry on having positive drift. Furthermore, at least stay range bound or try push up into this $1.72 target that's coming up here quite nicely. $1.75 zone of liquidity up here at, wow, $1.94. Okay. Obviously only going to get to that $1.94 if you get to the other side of this $1.71 target. Can't really see anything here that's holding up the data. I think it's going to start coming in from these lower term time frames. Okay. Reverse wave tendy is not loading. It should be very nice if it did. I don't know why today some of them are loading, some of them aren't. What can we see here? Is magnets, a lot of magnets sitting at $1.71. All right. This will be about a cross in the next 1 day and 10 hours. Be a zone of liquidity building here. In order for this thing to be uber bullish, it needs to seriously try push up. Fail here at $1.71. We're looking back down to that $1 target. In this case, it's $1.96. Furthermore, we start failing this $1.96 target. I think this rally would be over. And your hopium bounce is at about 40 cents. Another hopium bounce is about 60 cents. A little higher on this cone on the left. So as you start breaking into pretty much this zone of liquidity that's building, let me super zoom here. All right, we're getting a match up pretty much in the cone here. Start failing this $1.22 region. So $1.22 region needs to base itself off of here. Obviously, it will be this reverse wave tendy when it prints. So just call it fail $1.22. Wait, what's that? That's $1.22. This is $1.12, 15 cents. It really has to hold above here in order for these higher term time frames to like kick this thing into moon mode. What was that? That was the 3-day. Okay, hidden drive, regular bear div coming through. Mean reversion play is happening. We need to start seeing data for this thing because it's in no man's land here, so it can get hurt quite easily. Okay, in no man's land, not very helpful. Here's a $1.20 target, zone of liquidity building here. If this positive drift sticks out, I would like for all of these guys to come in and cross, then have the pullback. Otherwise, it's just going to get very choppy here. All right, mean reversion through, hidden bull dev playing through. Sure, but I think we're going to be able to capture this on the... Yeah, that's on the right one. Ugh, come on, dude. Why are you doing me dirty? All right, so this is 12-hour Laplace distribution cone. I think we'll just start off on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side of this analysis. Okay, what's up here? So that $1.70 region is coming into play. So by the time that prints, I'd say about $1.72. Okay, zone of liquidity has been built in over here at $1.25. This is a huge range, but let's just super zoom here. Okay, printing on the volatility was at 0. We popped the cone on. Drastic failure. But as it gets outside of this cone here, we know that one day it will want to get to the outside of this cone here. Double check the cone with an ultimate power mean when it did that. Pretty healthy. Pretty fucking healthy. Double checked the reverse wave 10D on the 12-hour. And now I do think sometime in its future, it may want to come and double check this region here at $1.40, okay? That's still above this 3-day cone. $1.20, it's still above this 3-day cone here, so it's pretty good. There is a zone of liquidity on the 3-day that is there. Okay, what do we got there? This is a 12-hour. Now we're going to use there's a lot of no man's land between the 7-day, 5-day, 3-day, 24-hour. Not many targets to be held. All right, so we're going to use this cone here. Beautiful, I love this thing. So that $1.70 region is maybe going to be confirmed by Friday. There will be a zone of liquidity sitting up here. As you can see, as soon as the line comes in to the cone, look at the price action, all right? Like this line is now a probabilistic level. Rather nice. It's, yeah, you just got to pay attention, and that's the kind of stuff. You can have a beautiful SMA, but if it's not in your probability model, well, then it means jack shit. So as soon as it comes into your probability model, then we have probabilities of hitting said line. And there's a higher probability of price action coming up and hitting 172 because this is a statistically significant probability level with higher relevance that the target's going to hit. Okay, so we've explained this $1.71 target. So we'll give that by, I think it'll be like Friday or Saturday morning. Okay. Here, with all this positive drift in the market, I would say losing $1.51, the dump mode will come back in. For it to be healthy, given this thing is rallying quite nicely, I'd look for holding above $1.40, $1.44, $1.42, a little bit of mucking around there, but if it was strong, we'll make a perfect wick and then carry on pushing for that $1.71 target. Okay, now we start failing these regions, we get back down into those $1 targets, so let's just have it defined pretty much on the outside of this negative skew. So yes, this thing is pumping. Both cones have a negative drift and a negative skew. It's not really going to help this coin at the current moment. It would need to absolutely obliterate the top side of this coin at where there's, funny enough, a target at $1.97. But until then, I would be looking as it starts to maybe fail here. That's my ultimate downside, would be about a $1.26. Zone of liquidity is confirming that. Okay, so 12-hour giving us a good heads up. Here, momentum oscillators are pointing down. So this is now starting to lose its trend to the upside. We will define where the trend will continue on the 15-minute, this upside trend, a bounce or a breakthrough, what I'd be looking for. Okay, so it's starting to lose its trend here. This entropy indicator is turning around outside of its sweet groove, sweet spot. Shit's starting to slow down. Slowing down doesn't necessarily mean dump, as we have those high time frames with pump mode, positive drift mode. So that's why I said more than likely range bound. Anything that's going to kick it out of range bound, we already defined here at $1.52. Let's just round it up. Actually, no, $1.50, 1 cent 8. If you can get that right. Okay, fail that. I do look for another sweep to the downside. But I do see that there's this 171 target building, at least maybe in the next week. It's going to be a highly viable market. 6 hour, pretty cool. I would actually rather prefer to watch this live. But yeah, as it's dumping, I can see, so as that candle goes down, it's dumping itself into positive drift. That's why it's lifting up. You'll see this little, this is why I use these tools. So yes, it's pulling back, but that might actually end off about the same size. We have RO coming off bed div over here. So we already defined that $1.5018 target. You fail that, you're back into the top side of reverse wave. 10D means if it's quick, it will happen in this candle or the next candle. So if it happens in this candle, you look for a bounce at $1.48. Next candle, I'd be guessing, would be pretty much where this bottom side structure is here, $1.49. Okay. Bears are starting to show up here, at least on these intraday time frames. Zone of liquidity building here at 134. Here's a good failure point, which will match up with that $1.518 target. Fail below this reverse wave 10D. The trend is more than likely over. Only saving grace is that this thing's actually now starting to catch positive drift on these lower term time frames. Mean reversion through. The fast one is through. It needs to hold this mean reversion phase, not give it up. This positive drift phase, and it'll hold that positive drift phase, I'm guessing, if it's above on the next print, $1.53. Okay. Start failing $1.53. We then more than likely rush to that $1.518, and you fail $1.518. Bang, back down into whatever blue lines I said these were. Where is it? 12 hour it is. Back down into $1.420, 428. Okay, so that's the 3 hour looking pretty good. What's our 90 minute saying? 90 minute has been beaten up. The bears are getting their ass handed to them, but you can't really deny a bear. So, okay, $1.558. You clear $1.558 within the next 12 hours of this video. This thing might actually try push for that $1.71 target quite easily. But now you start hanging around here. You start having zones of liquidity cross. Okay, so they've crossed here $1.396. I would initially be looking for a pullback. I'd be looking for a low pullback into these regions here, $1.38, $1.40, $1.46, as we start failing $1.518. Okay. Whip. Nearly on the 15-minute cone. So just remember those numbers and we'll see if they start matching up. 15-minute cone. Okay, this thing is now in negative drift. Looking for a mean reversion. All right, it's been riding this mean quite well. Zone of liquidity has luckily been built here at 1554. Hasn't touched it yet. So if it was to fail this mean, more than likely come chase here 1505. Then furthermore down into this. By the time these things, you guys won't see it, but by the time those cross, this becomes quantified quite nicely. Okay, 15-minute. All right. 15-minute, we will start with the left-hand side first. And let's just turn off. I just want to double check that this thing is in the right place. Yes. Okay, sometimes internet messes up. On, off. And we'll turn that off. Okay. Moral of the story, she broke out, went up for the first time, couldn't get outside of the cone, at least for a close, but hit those blue lines. We do know it's going to try sometime in its future to try and hit these bottom side blue cones. Nailed it perfectly. what do you know? Boom, off to the races from $1.23, running up, putting in a really good fight here, and was able to close above that mean, and she fucking sent it, okay? Now, in this case, because it hit the bottom side cone here, all right, in this case, because it hit this bottom side blue cone, or maybe you didn't see that bottom side blue cone, I would be looking for it to try and at least push into the top side of this blue cone. It is at -1 probability off of the higher probability color. Okay, this target's only going to be sitting in the book if she carries on holding above $1.52.7. Failures below $1.52.7. Natural mean reversion down into here. Well, start for the mean reversion play back down into $1.42. If it's bullish, I would, like, if it's a strong coin and a lot of people are actually like, fuck, I'm going to buy the dip, I would expect those initial buyers to be seen here at $1.42 and 3. Furthermore, if they're going to play the game dirty, down here at $1.38. But if that's not a strong bounce and doesn't clear up within 6 hours to get above this pink line, back into this region here at $1.325. Let's see on this 15-minute coin if we have a high $1 target. We do, sitting here in this outside of the area of the cone, all right? But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. That's your normal mean reversion play that I would be looking to be had. If that's 6 hour and 3 hour turnaround, well then, no, this becomes viable. Initially, a failure here, I'm looking for this 142. A bounce here, after all of this noise, it's on top of price action right now, like previous price action. So guys are drawing supports and resistances. So I'm going to guess that the bulls are going to try put in a good fight here and try push it to 160. $1.61. Okay, same effect here on this cone. Cool shit. Let's turn that off. Bang, bang. It's actually was that in dump mode? It is technically in dump mode, but it will only get the legs if it closes below that blue line. As you can see, both of these cones are matching up quite nicely. Pink line's on the same place. So there's higher probabilities of those colors actually being met. Okay, hold above that on the blue. This is dump mode though, but it's fine. It can bounce there. Hold above there. We've got the same target, 1069. This is very rare that the cone matches up perfectly. One has drift, the other doesn't. All right, cool. Same targets there. Okay, so if you guys found this information helpful, please do like and subscribe. We'll get into the BTC pair before I go. 5-minute contracting negatively correlated back into that blue line more than likely. Here, did we have other reverse? Here's a mean. Yeah, okay, so your bulls really got to be seen holding above $1.506. But we already have that $1.51. All right, 18. So it's just below this current market structure. If it does come in, I would be expecting a wick at this, if it's going to remain strong at this region. So if it fails 118, I would look for a 05. Okay, so this is coming into that 118-ish target. Let's see. Okay, it's not happening fast enough. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. I'm sure we can all watch this chart together on our own feed. That's negative drift. Next candle's more than likely going to also try push down a little bit more. Okay, FET on the 21-day. Pretty good. Actually better than a majority of the alts currently because it's hitting its mean reversion phases. So my one FET equals 2,800, 2,400 sats, Bitcoin Satoshis. Okay, hold above this mean here at 2,215 sats. Look for the push to the upside to 2,815 sats. Pretty good mean reversion here. Let's go look at the 14-day, see if that's bullish. Okay, it's 50-50. That's all right. Needs to hold above that mean that I just said here at a reverse wave tendy. So might get a little bit I'm going to say it's going to be ranging right now on the 14-day from 2,256 sats to 2,447. Let's see if the 7-day is starting to catch a little bit of bearish posturing. If it is, it might break to the downside. Okay, 14-day positive drift. So that helps with the range, at least. Positive drift over here will help negate this bear drive, hidden bear drive, and bear drive over here, okay? Initially, it's looking for about a 2,700 sat move. Get above 2,700 sats. This thing could be off to the races considering that 21-day. I would guess it gets its full mean reversion on the 21-day above 2,700 sats. I know this thing's just going to fucking boot it. She's going to run real hard. Obviously failed there. You can start to look for a little bit more downside. Anything here, 50-50, so that's helping back our range side. ARA is coming through here, so I'd expect this candle to at least try close on the 5-day in 2 days and 10 hours. If it was to lose where it's here, I would expect this candle to try and close 2,365 sats. 3-day. I think I'll take this down to 12-hour. Okay, 3-day mean reversion. Oh, that cone doesn't mean anything, don't worry. 3-day mean reversion, cool story, bro. 3-day mean reversion, moving into pump mode, it would have to hold 2,365 sats. That will allow this thing to negate that and have the drive of bull div. You'll negate the bear div drive, and it will allow the hidden bull div drive to actually play through. You close above, you'd call it there, 2,000. Where's this next print? It'll be about 2,560. Okay, you hold above there. 5-day looks good. Pushing again into that 2,750 area. 3-day, 24-hour. Bang, bang. Expansion mode. Getting smoked here. I want to see if it bounced off a reverse wave trend. It didn't. I would guess that these ones are below it. Oh, no. Ooh, I actually got to show you daily VRE levels. I forgot to do that, and we'll quantify that on the 15-minute cone. Okay, expansion mode, that's pretty cool. So that could carry on through. 12 hours looking the same as the USDT pair, so this might be an intraday scalp to be had. 6 hour. And 6 hours matching that negative drift. Okay, so the bears are starting to show up, at least on the BTC side of things. Initial zone of liquidity, 2,300 sats. Where's this 15-minute cone? I need to throw up the VRE. Given that these two, oh, beautiful. Good thing I reminded myself. All right, lovely. Okay, fail this blue line. All right, that's mean 1, 2, 3. Third standard deviation. Very rare that it actually closes the day out above a third standard deviation. So any failures below 1,527, I look for a mean reversion back down to the daily here at $1.405. Furthermore, the pink line is in this target, so $1.423. You hold above there, you continue up. But I am looking for a clean sweep at least to be had for FET into this downside here. Weekly VRE is $1.29.3. Still within the probabilities here, so that's pretty good. Basing itself off quite nicely. Full cone mean reversion is -1 on the daily. Okay, so I'm guessing if it does start to get down to this pink line, she's actually going to try push for $1.380. And try put in a bounce there, hold above 1,385, push back up, and either the bull market or bear market ends at 1,423 on the next bounce down here. If you guys found this information helpful, please do like and subscribe. If you can hold above this pink line, bang, 160. Right now, how many? We got like a couple hours left on this daily. Right now, a little bit touch and go, but yes, you can scalp this range quite nicely. It's quite a big range. If it holds above there, you're going to try push to the top side of that daily, and if you're brave enough, you're going to hold it into $1.60. I would like a touchdown here at $1.40 before we start pushing for that $1.72 target, okay? Okay, I'm talking to my goats, the people who stare at goats. Awesome. If you find this information helpful, please do like and subscribe. If you'd like access to our free tools, Alpha Trading free tools, you'll see a Discord link below. Open up that Discord link, pop in, you'll see the request a ticket helpline bling, and just give them your trading view name, or greet the guys, give them your trading view name, and you'll be on your way. You'll learn about volatility rules. You'll have a direction indicator. You have two. You have an ALR. You have a direction predictor, which can replace your Stoke and your RSI. You'll then have something that looks like this top side over here. So this is dump mode into trend. So I'm looking for that pink now. That looks like this top side over here. Let me just make that big. Actually, we'll do it like this. All right. And you'll pretty much run these kind of rules. Oh, volatility is expanding. Pearson correlation is negative. That's dump mode. What's it saying on these other time frames on dump mode? That's negative drift, so that backs a 15-minute. That's dump mode on the 90s. That backs a 15-minute. This is now moving 50-50, but more than likely into contraction, whilst negatively correlated. So that backs that 15. 6 hour 50-50 actually sneaky pump mode over here. All right, but that's why I use 2. This is losing pump mode. PSC is turning around, even though expansion volatility. What's our 5 minutes saying? 5 minute is trying to actually continue with the dump mode here. This signal changes around as soon as you see the price action get above this JMA. There's a zone of liquidity here, zone of liquidity here, zone of liquidity here. All right, if it gets above that, this thing actually could trigger itself back into pump mode. But let's see. Show him, nothing. Okay. Let's try the 3 minute. Maybe it'll be a little bit more sensitive so you can see it moving around. This is the Binance pair. Okay, that's actually negative drift. Not really too good. ROs are crossing. I don't have anything that is bouncing off of down here. So I'd allow that 15 minute to at least carry on pushing to the downside. Cool. African Crypto Warlord out. If you find this information helpful, please do like and subscribe. Here is your beautiful 15-minute cone. Seems to be giving up the race over here. And yeah, it's going to push itself down into that untouched daily VRE at $1.40. Catch you guys later. Much love. African Crypto Warlord out.